Hello my friends, it's Gabriel with The Last Huntsman Outdoors here. This is going to just be kind of another rant video here. Got Gideon, the mini huntsman, back behind me here. Just kind of going along my trail here. He has his little toy sword. He's kind of whacking at him and everything. But just kind of going on a little hike, and I kind of been thinking of a topic that I think is kind of important to cover here. So this is just going to be kind of a continuous rant, and just bear with me. So the rant is, why is 1095 steel knives important for the knife market? Now, right off the bat, I want to start off this with kind of a caveat here of just saying, I used to kind of fall into that, like, I want to see everything upgraded to, newer steels and blah, 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 and 1095 ain't all that. But then I've kind of bounced back and said, hey, you know what, 1095 isn't all that bad. And honestly, I kind of see a point for it. And so I've also kind of come full circle and even decided, you know what, 1095 carbon steel knives, especially here in the American market, is actually kind of important, and it serves a role. Even if you don't like it, it serves an important role. And I think this is going to go above and beyond the comprehension of a lot of the, like, super stupid steel EDC do nothing cardboard cutters and all that. So let me kind of explain something here. So for a long time, if you wanted, say, and we'll kind of delve into a different argument or different market here to kind of illustrate something. For the longest time, if you wanted, like, say, an AR-15 rifle, I'm into the gun world. So if you wanted an AR-15, you're going to be spending thousands of dollars because there wasn't much competition to those. And then after the AWB and all that stupid stuff, then you started seeing more and more competition in the AR-15 market. And then you started seeing, like, Smith & Wessons and M&P Sports and PSAs, which I think PSA actually does a great job. Not because I'm just like a PSA simp, but, they offer a decent, and I would say fairly trustworthy AR-15 for a lot of times like $500, when prior to that, you were looking at $1,500, $2,000 plus for even a decent AR-15, and some of it even back, in the early 2000s and even prior, were not even as good as a lot of the PSAs you find today. So with all that being said, yes, I think PSA offers a great thing because it helps keep a lot of the other AR-15 gun market in check. So how does that relate to 1095? Okay, well, Reese with Well Regulated actually did a video, and one thing that he kind of pointed out is the knife world community, whatever you want to call it. I think that's kind of a silly term, but whatever you want to call it. Just a second. The knife community, whatever you want to call it, is a fairly small niche market out there. It's a small niche space on the internet. Let's just put it that way. And so most people, like he even said, and that includes, military, whatever, will just go buy some, like, $50 or to $100 max knife, and they'll be good with that. Nothing wrong with that, honestly. So what I think some of the steel snob type of people does not comprehend is, if there was not a 1095 just basic carbon steel knife market like SEs, Tops, K-Bars, and probably a handful of others, you get an SE6, which is a great knife, will last you a lifetime, and you get them for like $150. If every single knife company and maker was all trying to offer Magna Cut at 66.6 HRC with dripping with canola oil and all that stupid gay shit, then one, Magna Cut would dry up, and Crucible wouldn't even be able to keep up with it, or whoever else is producing. So then you'd have like this huge crunch on all this super steel, and next thing you know, every knife would be kind of like the old AR-15 market of everything being, in the knife world, it'd probably be like everything's $400 plus. And then the only thing that would take over would be cheap Chinese knives, because most people just wouldn't be able to afford that stuff. Now here's the thing, most people are not just like super knife people, and I tell people all the time, hey, if you're just getting started in it, grab you a cold steel SRK. If you want something a little higher end and American made, grab you an Essie. An Essie would do you just fine. Like if I all of a sudden had my entire knife collection just wiped out and I didn't have a lot of money to get started, honestly, I'd probably just grab me a couple Essies and okay, I'm good to go. So despite what some of these steel snob type of people will hype up, and they'll all kind of shit on 1095, they don't realize that 1095 kind of actually, he keeps them in check too, because most of the knife market, especially American knife market, would either be priced out of most people's hands, or it would be damn near unattainable even if you could afford it. And so I think that's just something to kind of consider. And I guess a lot of people don't really understand how economics work, really, honestly. But so before you kind of trash on 1095, just recognize that one, 1095 will, a good 1095 carbon steel knife will last you a lifetime for most people, and that they do actually serve a purpose and actually providing something that's fairly decent for the money that helps kind of keep everybody else in check. So just a quick little rant. Let me know what you guys think. As always, be prepared both physically and spiritually. God bless, and carry on.